This is Margaret Ann Windsor in The Nanny. Uh, this is tape video 2. So I can't go through, but the time I get background, the video's gone, and I have to redo and try to connect. I don't know if people even care. They would if they saw the whole, all of it, what's really involved, but I'm not sure they'd care about me, some of them. A lot of people hate me because of it's killed the messenger. I didn't commit the crimes. I just told about them. But anyway, here's the letter. The nanny outside Los Angeles said they can't get out. They can't evict her. She's so-called tenant. Well, here, and I'm not going to go into all this. I wrote about mind control murders and was flown out to Larry Flint's when one of the doctors I wrote about. It's programming, and well, they're programming your kids. That's how the mass murders at Virginia Tech, and but they can murder a person, just one person. So Edward Snowden just touched the tip of the iceberg in the what he was telling. But anyway, I wanted to go to this before this tape runs out. Over the years, my jobs were shut down. And I came to Roanoke, and I lived on the Appalachian Trail. You have to have money and jobs to get money to have a place to live. Well, they just shut me down. Back then, you might call whistleblower. Now then, I mean, you know, it's been a joke to everybody, really. But the point is that I've tried to leave, and I've been run back to Roanoke. So I'm going to use affordable corporate suites. I've got a whole list. I can't get an attorney, so without an attorney, you've had it, believe me. Affordable corporate suites that I started to tell about, I stayed there over the years. I've just run from one place to the other. And I want to inject this here. State Trooper retired, Carl Barton, were hosts up when I was camped out at Roanoke Mountain legally on a campsite that I'd paid for belonging to the National Park Service. During the night, I had fuel, I'm talking about fuel, poured on my North Face tent, or Sierra, I can't remember, no, Sierra. And I had to sit at the picnic table the rest of the night. Well, they were hosts there, retired state trooper Barton. His wife brought me down. She started to bring me to where I am now. That's where I was going to come. I could afford it because I didn't have a tent. Now, it was so, but she insisted they took me to Affordable, which is this place. He owns a bunch of them, but it was over off Starkey Road, Overlook. I can't remember, but it's off Starkey Road. I stayed there 18 months, but when they left me, she left me there. Looked like they were doing me a favor. They paid the security deposit, $150, and from then on, 17 months, I lived in hell like I have, inhaling, being so sick, and they've done things like come in and soak my bedding, which is illegal. They the entrance. I'm a tenant there. I'm paying rent, and they come in and do as they please, the maintenance. And it's terrorizing. Besides what it does to my body, I'm allergic to chemicals. My immune system attacks itself when I'm forced, and I want this damn force-fed chemicals. Now then, before I lose this video here and have to do another one, I'm just going to focus on affordable. Remember, I can leave, and I'm forced to come back, and at least I've had the forest to run to, get run there too, get charged with living in the national forest. So you don't see, I can't get an attorney, so you can't see any of what's really going on, and I'm not too sure too many people here care. And by the way, I want to inject this. One of the FBI agents, because I had a letter from them the 23rd of June of 79 when I'd done the book. I didn't know about being kidnapped. And I thought it was because of the book. It's because of who I am. But I had antifreeze put in me, April Fool's Day of 80. So this has all been one ongoing joke. And I had a letter from William Harper, who was the U.S. Attorney from Atlanta, that national security involved ongoing investigation. Well, it's been my ongoing hell. But anyway, I wanted to get back to this affordable corporate. I stayed there, and when I finally left, they raised the rent, and I had to leave. That way, they didn't get me out with chemicals. But the state trooper's wife said, "This is how we make you, make you move with chemicals." And then she said, "We're Americans, we're above the law." And yes, she really did say that. And right now, where I'm at, I'm across from the state trooper's office here, and I've never had, I always liked the policemen and law enforcement, but they haven't liked me. I mean, it's legal what they've done to me and helped do. Anyway, back to affordable. On and off the years, I've stayed at their places. There's no lease, and it's been horrible. Every place, everybody should have to see what they did to me with the knowledge. It's a conspiracy and assault with intent. So here, the last time, this was April 3rd of this year. I'd lived at a place 14 months, and they sold it, and they were remodeling, and I could get into telling that again. It was horrifying. If you put it on camera and embarrass the world with it, then there would be a result. But as long as it doesn't get on network television, nobody's going to listen to it. And the very people that helped kidnap me, the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, control it. And the Americans, and part of my family, the Windsors, were in on it. But anyway, I wanted to get to this. I didn't have a venue. I can't go to the cops. I can't get an attorney. They're afraid of it. So I have a phone that I can get Facebook and YouTube. I could use that venue. So here's retaliation, really, for what happened here. Had to go back to, I lived at this place 14 months, and they sold it and remodeling and all this, and I called up Affordable Suites on Northern Drive again, and that's relatively new, one of their places. But they came in, they really went after me when I started putting some stuff about in the past and the present, what they were doing with chemicals, and it being a conspiracy, that they knew what they were doing and all of it. They were told to do it. So I get this letter, and it was May the 14th, and I've paid my rent right on the button at 8:15 or 8:30 each time it was due. Per our conversation, you stated the cleaning supplies we used were detrimental to your health and could cause life-threatening situation because you have an immune deficiency. Well, she's reworded that, but anyway, shows she knows it makes me sick in what they were doing. We are unable to comply with your request to change the supplies we use, forego the monthly exterminating, which I never told them to do that. That's a total lie. And not clean the carpet and upholstery when scheduled. That's another lie. And I wish these people stood before a judge in a court, and they'd have to lie under oath, because after a while, one or two of them, you'd see the pattern of what they're doing. While sympathetic to your situation, we're under strict legal regulations from government OSHA, and we do not intend to change any corporate policies, et cetera, et cetera. So, in essence, she's saying you'll be allowed to pay for one more week, and they're going to kick me out. Or, and I ask them, if I come to pay you, what will happen? They'll have the cops escort me off the property. So this went on and on there during that week that I had. And yes, the police would, because you have to know the background on all of it. And the cops would. Illegal it may be. But I guess what got me was watching the Nanny today. She's living there, and they're calling her a tenant. And you've got network television, and they can't get her out in this family's home. Here I'm a tenant at Corporate Suites and the other places, and they're orchestrating, killing me is what they're doing with chemicals, using my illness. Now, I moved here, and I want to get this in if I can, and it's not going to go. Let me say this. I'm living here. They haven't cleaned it. It's the same type, weekly or monthly, no lease. And I could get into telling the way they haven't cleaned it or none. The same rules that applied at the other place, OSHA, if they were legit, they should apply here too. And that's all I can say here. It's all in plain sight. They just killed me, and it's who I am.